Subnautica is a futuristic underwater survival game where you have to survive and escape an alien planet which is 90% covered in water with your robotic wife. The space cruise ship you are on accidentally goes too close to the planet and it gets shot down by a massive alien gun to protect all life from the disease that functions as a timer to make sure you actually play the game normally. The ship you were on, owned by Corporation, was a massive rust bucket full of employees who never studied rocketology. I may be an expert in Subnautica, but I'm no Parker doing Five Nights at Freddy's lore-dealing scumbag who takes useful yet generally useless video game lore so seriously that it's treated like details in a Bible. I may be an expert in taking things seriously but I'm no Christian. Basically, the captain of the ship, the guy with the nicest room in the boat, was given a side quest by an NPC in some unrelated village to investigate an oceanic planet that was conveniently placed right where the rusty boat was generally supposed to go, and the captain really needed to reach level 35 to obtain sword that will get him a girlfriend. But then, big gun. You, the player, a guy who is never supposed to have his face shown, is now stranded in that stupid planet with oxygen. All you see is ocean line, and there's two big obvious looking clouds and a radioactive wreck in the distance. You press Y to open skills and you have a big fat calm and silent level 1 new Britain in there. I mean that's okay, but this is a survival game. Not a Roblox role-playing game. You can't level up and beat the crap out of the sharks. You gotta stay low. But I, an Australian and Subnautica veteran, with no fear of sharks, go helpful Doom guy mode on them. But of course, staying away from the tier 4 leviathans, muscular eels with 4 spikes on their heads. It's like how prison works. Subnautica is addicting because of the minor objectives. You go back and forth collecting and running out of useful crap, building fancy structures which gradually become greater. Until you get the submarine and move. Then later realizing that it was a stupid idea. Going to one of the islands, you spot the remains of 3 survivors who made a much stupider idea. One of the survivors were the type that you never invite to your zombie survival squad. The other was a badass thug with no fear. Like me. And the third survivor was a genius who solved all arguments by picking a side. They crashed their delivery ship due to the same quest. And they found this island. Then they built their base there. But then it started raining, and it never rains in Subnautica. You can literally imagine the water being sand and the planet being a desert. In survival mode, collecting enough water is a massive distraction. Anyways, the rain startled the survivors including the badass, and they went deeper. Then the badass killed the tier 4, so the genius can study it. But Subnautica isn't a killing game, and the dead Leviathan came back to life. Oh no wait, he's an undead Leviathan. The genius was the last survivor. But he wasn't genius enough to know that there was an alien facility about 2,000 meters beneath known for curing the disease timer. But you are alone. Which gives you absolutely no time for arguing over useless food, shelter and safety. I've seen speedrunners win the game by only using the lifeboat as shelter. Sunbeam, the jolly trading ship with a big cross above its head, comes and tells you to get your ass over to an island with a big gun. Of course you have already been there, unless you are a massive coward. Cowering is for nerds, fighting though, yeah, that makes you interesting. That makes you fun to watch. Sunbeam gets the same fate as you went through, and your PTSD starts triggering as you watch Sunbeam get its ass whooped, while you cuddle a therapy hoverfish you kidnapped. Then you dungeon run into the gun and realize you are infected and the planet is under quarantine. The wrecked trust boat explodes, which makes it more wrecked, and your robot wife tells you to get your ass in there and save this nightmare planet. You take your physics gun and memorize the access codes to the interior of the ship by cheating by looking at the wiki, though it's useless because the codes are obvious by looking at the PDA databank. You scan all vehicles and suffer major claustrophobia by swimming through piping systems, not the inside, but like, the outside inside. You get into the captain's luxury room and rob him of his sexy posters of kittens, prawn suits and unrelating games. Also, he has blueprints to rocket which can get your sexy ass out of the planet. You repair the flooded water Mozzie-infested nuclear generator pillars to disable the radiation and saving everything. But the rocket is still going to get shot down. So, you adventure into a very deep hole which lead to a graveyard, which you figured out by a harsh online map reading montage. The Lost River is useless and only is useful for collecting Nipolor. You collect even more crap and go down here on your 40-foot sub for one. Wow, this place is kinda hot, the lava sharks here are ripped. Too bad I can't do gay stuff here because I'll be boiled like a hot dog if I take off my non-rebounds per game heat survival armor. In Lava Land, much further down, there's gems, but more interestingly, big facility. You go in, the fat alien that has been contacting you contacts you again, then you two meet. My kids are lazy bastards who won't get born, please help me, so you craft reverse chloroform. The babies shat themselves and you, with your lack of game, rip your wetsuit off and cover yourself in the shit, you cured yourself. But the fat alien died of obvious reasons. You yeet your fat ass into the alien gun's Olympic-sized moon pool and spam the disable button. You grind so hard your wetsuit ass cheeks become steel and there, finally. You did it, you made a rocket. Now you can go in, switch buttons and, oh no. There's that sad cuttlefish scene where you have to say goodbye. Too bad I don't have any cuttlefish, no Jack's PSI, I have a pet hoverfish. It's been living in my inventory for this whole run. Overall, it's a fun, chill, peaceful no-violence game. I'd rate it a 9/10, no rate badly jokes, the bad ratings are given to the cowardly players, shame on you.